Have you ever started a good habit, but after a few weeks, without even realizing it, you go back to your old behaviors? For example, for a while you exercise every morning, but after a few days off, it gets hard to keep going, or you start eating healthier, but only until a party comes up or you face some work-related stress. Why is it so hard for us to maintain good behaviors? And how is it that some people can easily establish positive habits in themselves while others keep failing? Today, we're going to find the answers to exactly these questions. We're going to dive into the next important chapters of the book Atomic Habits to find out how we can build habits that truly last. Hi, I'm Radin and welcome to the Peak Page channel. This is where, with every video, we take one step forward to become better people. Each time, we explore the best books on personal growth and success. But not in a boring way, instead with examples and stories you can actually apply to your own life. If this journey sounds interesting, I'd be happy to have you with us. Before we move on to the new section, let's do a quick recap of part 1. In part 1, we said that success comes from small, consistent changes, not big decisions. We learned that we should start with identity, not with goals. And we got to know James Clear's 4-step model: cue, craving, response, and reward. And for building good habits, there are also 4 golden rules. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. Now in part 2, we're going to focus on applying these rules. That is, how to design our habits so they stick. Chapter 4. Make it obvious. James Clear says we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. So if you want to build a good habit, you need to design your environment and cues in a way that your brain is automatically reminded. Most of our behaviors are unconscious. When you enter a room and smell coffee, your brain knows it's time to start the day. When you see your phone, your finger unconsciously goes to social media. Everything starts with cues. So to build a new habit, we need to arrange these cues intelligently. If you want to read more, your book should be in plain sight, not in a drawer. If you want to exercise, your workout clothes should be within reach, not locked away in a closet. There's an amazing method for this called implementation intention. It means knowing exactly when and where you're going to perform that behavior. For example, every day at 7 in the morning after brushing my teeth, I do 10 minutes of stretching. This simple sentence makes your brain plan ahead because it's the details that make a decision real. There's another method called habit stacking, which means tying a new habit to an existing one. For example, say after I drink my coffee, I read 1 page of a book, or after I turn on my laptop, I spend 1 minute practicing gratitude. This way, habits become linked in a chain and your brain continues them automatically. Chapter 5. The second law, make it attractive. Now imagine your environment is ready and your cues are clear, but there's still one important thing left. That behavior needs to be enjoyable for you because the brain only keeps doing things that make it feel good. One of the best techniques for this law is temptation bundling. That means combining something you want to do with something you need to do. For example, only listen to podcasts while walking, or only allow your favorite music to play after you've exercised. This way, your brain links pleasure and effort together. On the other hand, the social environment also has a big impact. When people around you do something, your brain learns it as normal behavior. If you spend time with people who read or exercise, you'll unconsciously become like them too. Here's an interesting point. Dopamine isn't just released when you get a reward, but also before it, when you're expecting it. In other words, motivation comes from anticipating pleasure, not the pleasure itself. And if you learn to manage this anticipation, you can keep your brain excited about doing any habit. So attractiveness means your brain feels like this activity is going to be pleasant. Actually, the topic of dopamine is really interesting. If you want, we can talk about it in detail in a separate video. Let me know in the comments. Chapter 6. The third law. Make it easy. Most of us make mistakes when starting new habits. We want to be perfect from day one, But James Clear says you don't succeed with big starts, you succeed with easy starts. That's why the 2-minute rule is so famous. He says every habit should be so simple that it only takes 2 minutes to do. For example, reading one page of a book, putting on your workout clothes, writing one sentence in your journal. The goal isn't to just do it for 2 minutes. The goal is to make starting easy, because once you start, continuing will happen naturally. For example, if you want to exercise, just say you'll put on your shoes. If you want to start learning, just say you'll open your laptop. These small beginnings gradually turn into a continuous flow of behavior. And on the other hand, to break bad habits, you need to make them harder to do. For example, if you check your phone too much, remove the apps from your home screen, or if you eat too many sweets, don't buy them so they're not within reach. Chapter 7, the fourth law, make it satisfying. No habit lasts without a sense of reward. We humans seek the good feeling that comes after doing something. That's why you need to learn to add a sense of immediate satisfaction to your habits. One of the simplest ways is to use a habit tracker. Every time you do a habit, check it off. Just the feeling of checking it off triggers dopamine and makes your brain feel like it's making progress. This small reward is the fuel for repeating the habit. Clear says never miss 2 days in a row. That means if you skip a day, make up for it the next day. That second day is more important than the first because you keep your progress chain going. You can design small rewards for yourself. For example, after exercising, have a cup of your favorite coffee. These immediate rewards send a message to your brain to keep going. This is the right path. On the other hand, when you want to break a bad habit, you have to do the opposite. Make it unpleasant. For example, make a bet with a friend that if you break your promise, you'll have to pay a certain amount of money. Your brain tries to avoid the pain of loss, so the chances of failure decrease. In this part, we learned that to build lasting habits, we need to become the designers of our own behaviors. Systems are more important than motivation, and every rule is a tool for programming the brain. Make your cues clear, make your habits attractive, make starting them easy, and finally, make doing them satisfying. If you apply these 4 rules in your life, any habit you want can become a part of your personality. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons so it gets recommended to others, and leave a comment. Which one of these 4 rules did you find most interesting and are planning to start implementing tomorrow? And if you have a friend who always starts things but never follows through, be sure to send them this video. I'm Raiden and this is Peak Page Channel, a place where with every video you get one step closer to your better self.